I think it's so important that we take just a little time in our lives to slow down, to ask ourselves what really matters, what is really being asked of us right now. It's important to pay attention to when things get difficult. What is life trying to tell me? What is our purpose in all this? Because I think we all have a collective purpose together, and we all have individual qualities and skills and traits that we have our own unique purpose in this. And I wanted to start a podcast because I wanted to bring light to some of that. I genuinely felt like people aren't connecting as authentically as they could because it's so hard. It's hard to find your people. It's hard in thinking that you did find your people through like social media or meeting someone when you went out or whatever it is, that you find that there was drama on the way to get there. And by that I mean you go on social media with this really great intention that you want to find things that you actually want, that make you feel connected and you're not so alone, and these people get it, and you end up seeing a lot of hatred, anger, aggression, and it triggers these parts of us that was not the whole reason that you went on in the first place. I find that is part of what stops us because it distracts us from what are we doing here anyway? What was the purpose of this? And this is a lot of what I think about when I'm painting and when I'm drawing. I wonder how much of our lives are being run by distraction. How many things we would have done if we weren't distracted on the way there. The turns that you make and you never made it to the destination. It's so easy to get off track in life. I think finding your people, your purpose, and your place in the world are the three things that are the key to feeling like every day when you wake up, you're doing right. It feels like divine. I call it God moments. In the last year, I've had so much adjustment to so many things. If you're unfamiliar with me, my name is Rashelle Stetman. I'm a professional artist. I've been creating custom art for private and commercial clients worldwide for over a decade. I love what I do. I've had to change my career several times and pivot to where the market makes more sense. I've gone into NFTs. I've worked with galleries. I've sold my work independently mostly for several years. I've been published in art publications that were available globally as one of the top world illustrators. I've done a lot of great things in my art career, but something felt like it was missing. It feels like, if I'm being totally honest, and I try not to cry when I talk about the truth behind why I want to start this podcast, is because I feel like I'm right there. I'm so close to finding exactly where I'm supposed to be. But I feel that my human connection to other people has been very limited. I've been honestly in scarcity mode for a couple years now. It was like I started tattooing, and when I started tattooing, it became such a prominent thing that there was no choice to make time for my art. It was like clients and demand, and you need to do what makes you the most money, and you're trying to build this business and you love it. Don't you love it, Rashelle? And I did, and I felt so lucky that people wanted to get work done by me. And what an honor to want to wear my art on your body for the rest of your life. There's something very powerful in that and sacred. But it wasn't sitting right with me. Like, it's not what I really truly wanted to do. I just want to be an artist. And giving up tattooing for the time being and taking a step back to focus on my art financially was one of the most conflicting things I could have done. It was going against the grain entirely. Anyone in business would say it was the wrong thing to do, but my heart was telling me something different. And if there's one thing I've learned about life, when you go against what your heart is truly trying to tell you, I think you end up finding later that all you did was come to the same feeling, and you feel like, now I've just wasted time. There's something very, very sacred going on right now in this world with all this destruction and this ugliness. And I think the most important thing that I've learned in all of this is you can be a lot of things in this world. You can be a lot of things. You can be successful. You can be something people look up to. You can be talented. You can be inspiring. But if you are ugly on the inside, it shows through your actions. And as much as I absolutely love what I do, the whole point is to share these pieces of your soul as an artist with others and be honest from an honest place. That's why I wanted to start the podcast. Like, I can't even talk about it without crying, because it means so much to me to finally be able to have open conversation about things. I never wanted to do this because I thought I was the most insightful person, or people will look up to me. I can't even believe I have people who care about anything I do. I look at myself like, sometimes self-deprecating, to be honest with you. It's that tortured artist thing. But there's something so real about the conversations I'm having with people I never would meet otherwise. And you're just so exposed to all this ugliness, and what are we supposed to do with it? And I really think it's about connecting with people. And what is more artistic and beautiful than that? It's like we're painting this picture of what we want the world to look like while we're seeing it in this way that we so are not in agreement to. That's the base of this podcast. I've had a hard time trying to understand what it is. And it's funny because people ask me, how are you still single? And it's such a loaded question, because I'm such a silly person, and I have this very hilarious, ridiculous side of me. I get an underbite when I talk to my dogs, and I am goofy as hell, and I cuss like a sailor. And then there's this very deep part of me that is so real and comes from very, very real experiences that involve me having to grow up very quickly. Things that I kept inside for a very long time. Things that ended up making me, it's like the best parts of me, which is kind of beautiful. And I just think all the time how many other people there are that have similar feelings on parts of what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing as I'm going through this. So from the laughter and the ridiculousness and the lightness to the very deep, insightful conversations, my Rashelle Stetman Podcast is only being created in efforts to reach you, to connect with your heart through empathy, through laughter, through commonality, through disagreement, and know that it's like a safe place to do that. We don't have much of that anymore. I don't know what's gonna happen in the world, but I've seen so much beauty in people. I've seen more beauty and common ground and empathy come through during this time than I have ever seen in my life. And it feels like that's what I've noticed about me and my story, that the worst moments of my life created the best parts of me. So I think that bringing that forward and reminding each other through our stories and our understanding of all of this as it unfolds, as we watch what feels like looking at the world and seeing it just, it's on fire. What if we can build friendships? What if we can build plans? What if we can build together a real heaven on earth? I believe that. It's what I wake up every day and I truly believe. So through all of the different parts of me, I'm bringing a podcast forward because that's my goal. And I know this isn't the most professional video. It's actually very unprofessional as I'm holding my phone, not even holding a tripod. I have a cedar allergy. I'm like crying and then I'm not, and then my fingers look insane. I'm pretty sure I still have paint on me. I'm like, I wanted to take the time to just explain this. People keep asking me why a podcast, and I think that's the best way I can explain it. And I knew it wasn't going to be a quick reel of a explanation. It was going to have to be something that I worked through, that I knew I was like, don't cry, but why? You know, it's part of it. I'm an artist. I'm a deep feeler. I'm a deep thinker. I'm a problem solver. I question things. I'm a very, very avid researcher. I love intellectual people. I love people who challenge ideas. I love people who have brought things to light to help me see that actually my view has changed on many things throughout my life. And I think it's beautiful how people can affect other people through not aggression, but understanding. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? So, I don't know if this podcast is for you. From one episode to another, it's very different. But I'm really excited. And I would love to have you be a part of it, listen, share it with your friends. If something feels like it resonates, or it can help someone, or it just makes you laugh your ass off, then hell yeah. I love you guys so much. Don't go too fast to not listen to the birds. It's important we take time outside, even when you can't breathe because of the cedar. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to release this in the coming weeks.
Down from the mountain, she found her true colors, landed